Hi, everybody. This is Kevin Allen. Welcome to our NuCerity International Business Opportunity Call this beautiful Friday here in Arizona. It's noon straight up, and it's very hot and very windy today. But wherever you're at in the world, thank you for joining us on this webinar today. What I want to share with you is an incredible opportunity. My wife and I have been involved in the company for about 4 years now, and we've been involved in network marketing for a long, long time. And who'd have known that after 28 or 30 years, we would finally find a company that had it all, and it does. NuCerity has it all, and I've actually found a very organized way to walk you through this, and it starts with the people behind the company, the product, the pay plan, and positioning. This is actually the right way to look at any opportunity. Unfortunately, most companies kind of reverse this. They talk about positioning first, and usually positioning is only about getting in first. It seems like that's positioning to some companies, but when you realize that 98% of network marketing companies fail in their first 3 years, go out of business, then really getting in first only means you're going to be the first one out of business. And if you do that 2 or 3 times, you lose your friends and family, and they'll no longer follow you to an opportunity. In the U.S., we call that being members of the NFL. No friends left. And it happens in network marketing if you go about it incorrectly. So positioning as a reason to join a company is craziness. Because number one needs to be the people. And can this company stay in business? Number two typically is how much money you're going to make. Oh my gosh, we're going to get rich, filthy rich, what we call sick money. We're going to make sick money. But again, if your company goes out of business, how much money do you make? Now, maybe you have a great first year, the run-up we call it, when a company's coming out and launching, but then you become one of those people who just works launches. And you never have a long-term commitment or a long-term success with a company. So really, pay plan and how much money you're going to make is not the most important. Product is very important, and a lot of companies, as you see their presentation, it doesn't seem to be so. It seems to be third. The product is third. You know, it's just, it is what we're selling to make so much money that we're perfectly positioned for. That's reverse. But I'll tell you what companies never talk about. As they launch their businesses, they never talk about the people behind the company. And it's the most important part of the opportunity. The question is, can this company stay in business? The other thing is we talk a lot about you owning your own business, you being the CEO of your own company. And where that's basically true, there's some baloney to that. And what I mean by that is there's still people above you making decisions. There's still people in the business, in corporate, making decisions that affect your future, making decisions that decide whether you stay in business or fail. So why wouldn't people give more consideration to the people making decisions with their future than anything else? To me, that's numero uno. Number one, that is Ichiban, the most important part of this opportunity, and then you work backwards from there. So let's go. Let's take a look at this thing, starting with the people. When my wife first fell in love with this product, and that's how it began for us, when she first fell in love with this product, I jumped on an airplane to fly to Houston to find out who the people were behind this company, because I know that's the most important part. The great product's great, but what if that great product's not going to be available a year from now? And that's happened to us. So you've got to start with the people. By the way, did you notice they all start with the letter P? That's to help you be able to present this yourself very shortly in the future. The founders of this company, I found, had been together for nearly 3 decades. Lonnie, Richard, and David had been together as a partnership team for nearly 3 decades. They'd had numerous successes, all of them mega $100 million success stories, including their first success together, the company that brought them together, Slick 50. Now, Slick 50 was a great story. I was there at the time. I knew this story. I saw it unfold. It was actually a network marketing company to begin with, and it was an engine additive. These three men were brought in as engineers to try to fix the product. It wasn't doing what it needed to do. They were brought in from different backgrounds, and they immediately formed an alliance. They saw that they had synergy together and that their talent meshed very well. And they put their resources together and bought the company after they had fixed the product. They bought the company, and they launched onto a major international success story that took them into 46 international markets. Now, when I heard that, I got very excited because as a network marketer, one of the challenges is, can you get out of your foundation country? You know, if you start in Germany, can you ever get out of Germany and build elsewhere? Maybe in the EU, but can you ever jump across to the United States or down into South America? Well, most companies can't. These gentlemen have an international background. That I really liked. I liked that they'd been in business together and that they had incredible understanding of each other, because that helps me know the people making decisions about my company know how to stay in business. They actually started a financial practice to loan money as venture capitalists to doctors coming out of the university. And it resulted long-term in them owning the largest dermatology practice in Houston and in Texas. They were the #1 shooter of Botox, which is a very popular anti-aging, I wouldn't say remedy, but certainly what would it be, a costume effect, a way to hide aging, I suppose you could say. Very cosmetic procedure that these guys were very much into in their dermatology practices. But as the largest dermatology practice, they got first shot at any products that came along. What really happened is they became the marketing arm of their medical practices, and as the marketing arm, they drove patients, customers, consumers to these medical practices, and that's how they built this practice. Again, they were using what they're great at, and that's their ability to generate consumership. They're great at that. They've done that time and time again, and this team is outstanding. I really did fall for them immediately. I'd been in their office about 5 hours when my wife called me and said, "What's going on?" You know, she knew I was there checking out the company. We were happy where we were at. She was not expecting me to make a move by any means. We were in a very good position in network marketing. I was only there to see if this was something she might want to be a part of, because she didn't like the company I was in. We usually work together. She called me about 2 in the afternoon and said, "What's happening?" And I said, "I'm moving to Houston. I found guys I want to be in business with. I found men I want making decisions about my business in the future. I found men who can stay in business. I found men who will develop a long-term business with us that we'll never have to leave or look for another opportunity again." I believed all that, and I swore my allegiance to these men immediately. They were introduced to NuCerity as a large dermatology concern. They recognized the value of the product. They knew that it was in the wrong marketing strategy, and they decided to open a multi-level marketing company with that single product, NuCerity. These are the people behind the company. These are the founders of the company. Now, as far as my part goes, I've been in multi-level marketing with my wife for years and years and years. I've been the president of 2 or 3 companies. We've owned our own company, and I bring network marketing experience to an otherwise absolutely complete and wonderful team of founders, and together we've created something very, very significant. And it's just a lot of fun to work with these guys. I really believe in culture development and leadership development. Those are my passions, and as the president of this company, those are the things that I work on and spend most of my time on. I'm a field president, so to speak. I love being in the field with the distributors, and by the way, the founders are pretty much that way too. So when you talk about the people in NuCerity, you're talking about your business partners that'll spend time with you in the field. Now, the product itself was developed initially as a drug delivery system. I don't know that that's that important. What is important is it was a very well researched and developed product, and a side effect was rejuvenation and anti-aging characteristics. This was not anything to do with the initial function of the product. The initial function was to get antibiotics in contact with the skin and to hold it there in a barrier form. So like make a mask, if you can imagine a rubber mask on your face, and make the mask out of antibiotics, that would be a drug delivery system. And they ended up with the world's only breathable barrier. They developed this product. When I say they, this was a research company out of San Antonio, Texas, about 3 hours down the road from the men. They developed this product with millions of dollars from the National Institutes of Health, which is a government organization in the United States that's overseen by the FDA, the Food and Drug Administration, which is a very hard grant to get and highly scrutinized. What I really like about it is they went back for multiple grants, which means they had fulfilled the requirements on the early grants, which means they were scrutinized from day one. This product has been under the scrutiny of government organizations, including the FDA, from day one, and that's unbelievable. It resulted in multiple product patents, and it's an amazing product. It's very easy to use. You roll it on at night, you wash it off in the morning. Now, we make that very, very simple, but that really is the process. Roll it on at night, wash it off in the morning. The only thing that changes that is now we have people rolling it any time of the day or night, depending on what the conditions are and what they're trying to accomplish. You may have been rolled at an afternoon event where someone rolled this on the back of your hand, and within an hour you were able to see a great result, or at least feel something. We have a wow factor with this product. In network marketing, wow factor means two things. You have to feel it go on and start to have an effect. You have to feel it. It can't be imaginary. And number two, you have to see fast results. That's why it's wow. If it's not fast results, that wouldn't be so wow, would it? My wife claimed it worked the first night. I was skeptical of that originally, but as we went through this and as I became aligned with the founders, we did some research. We've done a couple of studies on this. Over 50% of the people who try our product correctly, rolling it on at night and washing it off in the morning, over 50% see visible, photographical, many times verifiable results the very first night. And that blew me away. In network marketing, I just don't know of any other thing like that. By the way, by the time they get through 30 days of the product, that's one of our bottles, a 30-day supply, over 90% of the people see verifiable results from the product. I mean, that's wow factor. Plus, you feel it when it goes on. It goes on cold. It dries quickly to allow the mask to form. And when it does, it tightens up on your skin. You can feel it tightening your skin. It's an amazing feeling. So it really does have wow factor as it works quickly and delivers great, fast results. Now, let's look at this product again because it truly is a cosmetic miracle. It's got multiple patents, as we said. It's based on years of scientific research. Now, I talk about this a lot because in network marketing, typically after you're about 3 years old, you go looking for some doctors to endorse your product. The way this product came out, it started with doctors. It was in doctors' offices for years before they decided to make a multi-level marketing company out of the product. So we have years of scientific research. We have medical journal publications. We have studies from multiple universities because this was a medical product first, and then it became a cosmetic miracle. It really is a cosmetic miracle. Clinically proven, as I said, it's easy to use, works on everyone, and it's dermatologist recommended. It was used in dermatology practices for years before it ever was let out to the public in a multi-level marketing product. And because of that, people can have the confidence that this product has been vetted for years by doctors and is a great product and delivers great results. And it does work on everyone. When we say that, everyone has different results, but the results are always positive. I have heard only in 4 years a handful of people who say it caused them to have an allergic or a rash reaction. Well, it's got 2 active ingredients, vitamin E and grapeseed oil. So I suppose if you were allergic to vitamin E or grapeseed oil, that could happen. But other than that, sure, it can cause some redness. After all, what are we doing? We're putting bacteria killer on your skin. We're killing the bacteria, and then we're sealing your skin with a barrier. So sure, that can happen. Maybe you're detoxing. Maybe you're on another product. Maybe there's products still trapped within your dermis. Whatever it is. Sure, there can be some redness in those cases. Wait a day or two and do it again. But we have absolutely an amazing track record with success with this product. And the price point, I was just talking to one of the founders, Lonnie McKinney. I was just talking with him about this about an hour and a half ago. And I said, Lonnie, what we fail to mention so often that is so important to me is that we have a product that was sold to the public in traditional marketing, traditional business at one price. And it became a network marketing product, and the price didn't change. That is unheard of. Usually, you take a $5 bottle of juice, and in order to sell it in network marketing, you got to charge $40 for it so that everybody can participate in a money scheme. That's not the greatest part of network marketing's heritage, but it is how it works. I've been in the industry a long, long time. I've never seen a product that could sell to the public in a typical retail strategy, say buying it at the department store, for the same price that we're selling it for through a network marketing strategy. That is unbelievable. And to some of you on this call, this is the first time you're hearing that. And that's because I've failed to focus on it. But that's an amazing point. That this product was successfully sold for 3 years at the same price as it's being sold now through network marketing. We didn't jack the price up so that people could make money in a money strategy. It is a great, strong price to value position in the market. So NuCerity, we're not saying there's any magic bullet on how to make you look younger, healthier skin, but NuCerity's pretty darn close to a magic bullet. With what we're seeing, how many people it works on and how it works, the results we're getting, it's pretty close to the magic bullet of anti-aging. All right, the pay plan. Let's talk about the pay plan. Not great detail, but know that you can go to NuCerity.com and download the compensation plan. My proudest part of our compensation plan is that we wrote a plan that everybody can understand and everybody can teach. I've been in companies where I didn't even know how it worked, and I understand compensation plans, but I'm not a good enough mathematician to figure out how some comp plans work. Our comp plan, you will understand it, you'll be able to teach it, you'll get it. So it's a proven successful, by the way. When I say proven, I mean other companies have adopted our compensation plan that we've had now for over 3 years. This compensation plan we launched 3 years ago, April 23rd. We launched it 3 years ago with our official launch of the company, and we've had tremendous success with this compensation plan. It's high payout. We pay out 55% of revenue, which is very high in the industry, which is what leaders want to hear. A builder's going to ask you not how they pay it out, but how much do they pay out? Because a builder knows that they'll get their share of it. They want to know how much they're paying out. And typically in network marketing, you'll find about 38 to 43%. In direct sales, 28 to 38%. We're paying out 55% of revenue. That's an amazing payout. And proven successful, we've mixed binary and unilevel. Unilevel is a horizontal way of paying. It means that everyone you bring in goes on your first level. Everyone they bring in goes on their first level and so forth, and then you're paid so much per level. That's a great compensation strategy for people who are going to recruit a lot of people. There are people out there, I mean, you're talking Nu Skin, you're talking Amway, you're talking Herbalife. Those are companies that if you can recruit a lot of people, you can make money. But about 22, 23 years ago, binaries came along with the advent of juice companies. Binaries came along that said, Not everybody are great recruiters. What if I can only bring in a couple of people? Can I make money? Well, the binary stands for two legs. Binary, by two, nary legs. So binary means if you bring in two people, one on your left and one on your right, as you see in this picture, the purple guys, you bring in, you're the blue, you bring in one on your left, one on your right, and then you help them do the same. If you do bring in a third person, they would go below your two people. One of your two people, your new person, would go below those people. Your fourth person would go below those people. Well, that's building everybody's team, and binaries immediately became super successful. What we've done is we've combined the best of both worlds, and we pay 10 different ways. 4 or 5 of them are unilevel type payouts, where we're going to pay people for bonuses and things for recruiting and building. And 4 or 5 of them are more binary. We're going to pay people long-term residual income based on a deep team. I was talking to a lady last night in a meeting, and I asked her how many people she had recruited. She said 7. That's pretty good. She'd recruited 7 people. I said, okay, in a unilevel, you usually get 4 or 5 times that, so you'd be paid on about 35 people every month. Unilevels are typically monthly. I say, how many people were you paid on in NuCerity because of the binary? And she said, I was paid on 590 people every week. She put in 7 people. She's paid on 590 every week because of the binary application. So 10 different strategies. You'll find a way. We want to promote the right activity. We want to reward the right activities, and we have an incredible compensation plan. Like I said, it's been copied. There's something there for everyone. Excuse me, whether you're a user, a builder, part-time, full-time, our compensation plan rewards the right activities. We have diamond rewards. We're very proud of diamond growth. We're into the leadership building. I mentioned that about myself. We're into leadership building. And as you hit the higher ranks, there's extra rewards for you, like trip programs and things, and taking part in a percentage of the company. I mean, it's amazing what we offer to our leaders. Retail opportunity like I've never seen before, and that's based primarily on what I said about our price point. You can purchase our product for as little as $55 US. Now, I know a lot of you are converting in your mind. I'm sorry about that, but I actually do have several different countries on this call. But $55 US per bottle, and we retail for $130 US per bottle. That's a huge markup ability for people to have a great retail opportunity like I've never seen before in network marketing. In fact, my wife, I tell the story that she bought 16 bottles to begin with. That's the package that she started with, and she sold all 16 bottles in 4 hours. Of course, she'd been waiting for that shipment for 3 or 4 days, and while she was waiting, she was calling everybody, telling them, I got something coming you're going to want. Oh, my gosh, are you going to want this? My wife's very good at that. She had built some real excitement about her shipment. And the minute she got it, she delivered it, and she netted over $1,200 in those first 3 hours after she received her product. In fact, she ordered a second 16-pack the next day, and within 5 days of ordering it, they were gone also. She made over $3,000 on retail sales before she ever got her first commission for enrolling someone else. 11 of her first 16 bottles joined the company. Mostly, I think, I've never looked to see how many of them built the business, but a lot of them joined just because they wanted to be able to buy it for $55 and sell it to their friends. Great. That's what we do in network marketing. So a retail opportunity like no other. Now let's talk about positioning. Remember, this is the last of the 4 Ps, and it's where most companies start. It's where I end. Positioning isn't always about getting in first. It does happen to be the case with us still that you're getting in first. Whether you're in the UK or whether you're in Malaysia, it doesn't matter where you're at. Nobody you know has ever heard of NuCerity. And that's because we've never advertised and we've never paid a big network marketer to move their team in. So we haven't created that kind of that publicity on our product intentionally. It allows people to come in, grassroots, word of mouth, and join our company and have an incredible opportunity to be first. You see, with the success record we have for our product, if you haven't heard about this product from your friends and family, neither has anyone else, or you'd have heard about it. So you've got a real, it doesn't matter if you're in a teeny tiny town with a lot of other people, they haven't heard about it or you would have heard about it. We've got a town of 40,000 people in Canada that has 5 or 6 diamonds in the same town. So there's no such thing as being oversaturated, which I have had in other companies. That doesn't happen here. Excuse me. The reason it doesn't happen is because everybody has skin. And everybody wants to look younger. Not everybody wants to lose weight. Not everybody wants to change utility companies. Not everybody wants to travel and have a travel agency. So when you look at not everybody wants an antioxidant drink. When you look at other companies, they do have things that have a selective market. Ours is not a selective market. Everybody, I think that's incredible positioning to be in a market that everybody is looking for. Everybody also, because of our economy worldwide, everybody is willing to consider a business opportunity right now. This meeting last night I had in Tucson, Arizona, I mentioned to them that 4 years ago, none of my friends would have looked at this because they were all making too much money in real estate. That's what we do in Arizona is real estate. Well, now all of those people are out of work. Many of the guys I graduated from high school with are now knocking doors looking for odd jobs as construction workers. They've lost their crews. They've lost their trucks. They've lost their tools. Many of them lost their houses and their wives. The economy has changed the world. I saw it in the UK. I see it in Canada. In fact, Canada has a dilemma they've never faced before, and that is that women with their nationalized medicine, women are going home for maternity leave and never coming back. That's never happened to them before. But women go home and they want to stay home. They want to raise their baby. They want to work from home. They've heard that's possible. So this economy has put us in a position where anybody is willing to consider an opportunity. Second, I think anti-aging is the hottest movement in history. You add that to home-based business, and I mean, who doesn't get anti-aging? Picture the television. 4 out of every 5 commercials on television are about anti-aging and skin health. It's phenomenal. People are advertising for you on the television every day, and as I said, everybody wants to make money from home. These are two trends that are colliding, anti-aging and home-based business. That's a collision of trends, and these are trends that don't change. People will forever, well, will never want to go back to working for a business or the man, working for the man. That's the way we say it here. People will never want to go back to work for the big businesses. We'll always want to be in business for ourselves and in charge of our own time. And we'll always care about anti-aging. We have for hundreds of years. Ponce de Leon was looking for the fountain of youth. I mean, we've always cared about this. I think it's an amazing positioning. Lastly, on positioning, I think joining the right company at the right time, being part of the right team, a team that has a proven method for success, and that's what you have here. The team you joined in network marketing at NuCerity International has a duplication model that's delivering in a big, big way. People who follow the strategy, what we call our superstar duplication model, of joining, having a mentor meeting where we set goals and agree that this is how we're going to do this together, and then having a quick home launch from home to show your immediate friends and family what you're involved in. This is key because it gets the word out. One time, a home launch, a private home launch for a dozen or 15 or 20 people where you have someone else come in and show this incredible opportunity and product, and before you know it, you got a handful of them wanting to be in business with you, and your duplication model takes off. Mentor meeting, home meeting, superstar duplication model. And by the way, I train on that every Monday night, U.S. time. We've got some of those recorded, and occasionally we have done those for other countries. And I think that with your leadership, if you talk to your upline, we can get one of those going. No matter where you're at, we can get one of those going that fits into your time zone as well. Enrollment's $59. I tell people, I said this last night to this group of ladies. By the way, it was a beautiful group of women who had gotten together at a spa to have me come and do a meeting. I was so spoiled. It was wonderful. $59 to enroll. I said to them, you just gave me an hour of your time. That's more than $59 worth. Why would any of you sit through this if you're not willing to join a company for $59 that could be the next huge worldwide success story in this industry? I mean, at least grab a position. For heaven's sake, don't miss a position that might be the next Nu Skin or Amway or Herbalife or Shackley. I mean, don't miss this. $59 a year gives you your own personal website, your own back office where we manage everything for you, plus an online shopping cart, your own business website to send people to where they can buy your product. All of that for 59 US bucks. I mean, that is pretty cheap. That is unbelievably inexpensive. Then you have inventory options. Once you get in the company, once you join, how much inventory do you want? Really, the question is, how much money do you want to make your first 30 days? We have bonuses attached to our larger packages, our 16-pack, for instance. Lonnie and I were going over that today. A person can literally, quite simply, make $2,000 US in their very first 2 weeks by using the Superstar Building model with the 16-pack. It just depends. You can jump in here for 2 bottles, $130. You can jump in here less than 200 US dollars. You're in business. But do you want to be in business or do you want to make money? Those are two different things. If you just want to be in business, less than 200 US dollars, you can be in business with us. The question is, do you want to do that or make money? If you want to make money, talk to your builder, your leader, whoever you're working with, and find out how they're doing it, and ask the question, I need to change my life. I need to take care of my house payment and car payment this month. I'm not looking for a couple $100. I need this to work. How can I make $2,000 plus my first 15 days? Ask that question. If you ask it to me, I can show you exactly how to do it. So this is the complete package. It's got a low startup cost, your own e-commerce, your own website that you can send people to where they can purchase product. You've got your own online business management system that we provide to manage your organization and take care of your monetary history. We've got a patented, one-of-a-kind product, cannot be duplicated, one that has wow factor. We have training and support at your NuCerity University and with live trainings and phone calls like this one. We have a great compensation plan that rewards the right activities, and we also leverage the power of a couple of trends and timing in anti-aging and home-based business growth. The things that we're doing is working. Worldwide, we're having huge success, and would like to invite you to be a part of this success story. It is the opportunity of a lifetime. And because of the people behind the company, it will be a lifetime of opportunity. I can guarantee you I wouldn't be here if this wasn't going to be around for my kids and grandkids. I've done it. I don't want to do it again. I never want to start another business again. I want to build something that lasts forever. If you share my dream, if you share that desire, get on board. Thank you so much for joining us today. I've enjoyed it. I hope you have too. And we look forward to seeing you on a future NuCerity phone call or webinar. Bye-bye now.